Hopefully my cloud is not full. All right. All right, so welcome everybody. I'm excited to have you here. My name is Marcy D'Alessio, and I am a diamond coach down on Team Passion, which you'll learn about. That Team Passion is kind of our bigger upline, and then we have, you may be on a coach's team that is a different name, but we're all a report to Nicole, basically. This is my first time doing this call, so I'm super nervous, but you'll find out really quick as a member of this team. It's best that you put yourself out there and you try new things because you never know what you're going to learn, and it makes you a little bit more confident in yourself and in posting in your groups. So I have a little outline. I'm going to keep it brief, just a kickoff call, and then what you can do after this one is get with your personally sponsored coach. You'll hear us say that, your PS coach or personally sponsored. That means the person that invited you to the opportunity that you decided to join, and we're very grateful and happy to have you. Let me tell you a bit about me. I joined 3 years ago. My coach, and I'm sure a lot of you follow this same thing, invited me probably for almost a year, and I just wasn't ready at the time. But then I finally decided I was ready. I had some significant traumatic events happening in my life. My mother passed away suddenly from cancer when I was 32 weeks pregnant with my second child. Then 6 weeks later, my grandfather died, and then 2 days later, I had my son. So it was a lot all at once. And in that March, before I had my son in April, I knew I needed something. I'm a group fitness instructor, was personal training, I work full time, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to get to the gym like I had after my first son to lose all the weight. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this a try. I don't believe in that shake, but I'm going to try it. And a month in, I was hooked. And here I am 3 years later. I never really thought I would work the business. I was like, I'll get my discount. But then as soon as I started sharing about how good it made me feel, then my network was like, I need to do what she's doing because it's working. She had a baby. She's losing the weight and given her circumstances, and things like that. And one of the main things that changed my life from coaching is the personal development aspect, which you will find, especially if you're new. I was hesitant to do it because first of all, I hate legitimately reading a book, but then I found Audible, and it is my best friend. But using personal development in the Audible it significantly changed my life. If it had not been for coaching, I would have still been in a very depressed way from all that trauma that I had experienced. But now I've learned to use that to help other people, and more importantly, to help myself grow and become stronger for my family. So that is my little story, and I'm sure every single one of you have a story like that. And one of the important things that I think all of us on Team Passion are learning is the importance of your story. So what I recommend you doing is sitting down and literally writing out everything that has happened to you in your life. The good, the bad, the stuff you really don't want people to know about, but writing it out for yourself because it becomes therapeutic. And from that, then you can start telling your story in post as you become more comfortable. You don't have to say, oh, I'm having financial hardship right now. But you could take that and you could turn it to say, because of coaching, I'm able to pay for my son's birthday party without stressing out. Like, it's things like that, but you'll find those in those little stories that you write. So as a new coach, I wish I would have done this from the start, is just write out everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, personal, social, weight loss, everything you've ever struggled with. And when you're looking for posts, which you'll learn about more later, then you can go back to that story and find those little nuggets of information that you can kind of pick and pull from to make your post about. So just some things to know. In Team Passion, you are never alone. There are a number of our coaches on here now. We have a very large team. Thanks to Nicole for starting this. And she'll be sharing her story, and she shares her story in the training modules. But you always have someone. If your personally sponsored coach can't help you that day, say they're traveling, you come into our big, large Team Passion page and you post your question. There's no dumb questions. One of us is going to help you. I might be a brand new coach that knows more than we do, which is awesome. So you're never alone on this journey. And there's so many training modules out there. I will post, or you can just write this down. It's in YouTube. If you put Team Passion Training all together as one word, and let me share my screen really quickly, if you don't mind. I'll go back and forth. It'll pop up in a second. So this channel, so if it's YouTube and then / Team Passion Training, Nicole has created these new coach modules, and I believe you're updating those as we go too. Yes. So there'll be some new content there, but this is an excellent place to start. This is where I started. It breaks it down and just is a great way to kind of get an understanding. You'll see the coach office. I'll show you what that looks like. But she really breaks it down and shows you where you can find so much content. A lot of the stuff we're looking for as coaches is in our coach office. So when you signed up as a brand new coach, you got, can you see that is, let me stop it and I have to reshare it. I'm sorry. It made a weird thing happen. When you signed up, you got a link and a coach ID, right? So you signed up with your username and password. And if you go to the coach tab or coach.teambeachbody.com, this is your coach online office. And you hear us refer to it a ton because it has so much information. Not only does it tell you your kind of information, but you can see your team's activities. Like there's all these tabs. You can see how many coaches you have, how many are coaches for your entire organization. Success Club, which we will talk about later in trainings because that's a whole kind of nuance of itself. But if you hit it, you're going to see that it's here, and it does take a while to update because I am in a Success Club 4. Volume, you can see your earnings. And remember, each week we get paid for the prior week's activities. So everything you sell the week before, it runs Thursday through Wednesday evening, you get paid for that next week. You get retail, you get subscriptions, you get a team bonus, which we talk about when you hit an emerald rank, and you get a whole bunch of other bonuses that can come up. And as you go up the ranks, you can make quarterly bonuses, giving yourself extra income. And then we have this leadership ladder. As you begin to grow your business, you kind of understand that you're moving up the ranks of the ladder. But here's some great things. And the first thing you really want to do, and I'm keeping it short, and there's videos to do it, but you want to say, grow my business, and you want to set up your website and profile. It's so easy. It's really just like a drag and drop or a populate kind of thing. It's already done for you. Sorry, they make us re-authenticate 5,000 times now, which is fine, but it can be a pain. So you want to set up your website. All you need is a picture of yourself and just follow the directions. Like here's mine. You would go in and click edit. But this is all it is. You can take a picture of yourself. You can keep it really basic here. You can share your story, and you have the opportunity to put another page. And the great thing about it, at the bottom, you have a choice of buttons that you want to put here. So that's a great way. We used to have to really solely rely on this website to do a lot of work for us. We don't have to do that anymore, but it is very important to have this. So you could, if you have business cards or someone's kind of interested but they don't know, you could send them, you can copy and paste your link and send it to them. But we now have this really cool feature called Share a Cart, and that has changed the business for the entire company tenfold. I know specifically for me. And what I want you to think about is Share a Cart is you are literally setting up a shopping cart for your customer. That way there's no way that they can get signed up under another coach, which used to always happen, and then you had to go and change it. So you come to Share a Cart.
Marcy, can you mute everybody?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
No, you're fine.
I was having trouble hearing you.
Of course, now I can't find it. La, la, la.
Un niño que está jugando atrás.
Hold on, I gotta do it one by one because and my phone's vibrating, so I apologize. All right, good. All right, so share a cart, perfect opportunity, and you can even come in here and play around with it, but you can load challenge packs, you can load Beachbody on demand. There's a whole new training. We just got this earlier this year or late last year, and it's changed our business. So customers can get a link directly sent to them. It takes out the guesswork for customers, I think. Let me unshare my screen, and then what else do we want to talk about? So there's kind of where your training modules are in the YouTube video. Go play around on your Coach Office. You can't screw anything up. Corporate does a lot of trainings for us. The FAQ section of the website is incredible. Type in some keywords. It will give you a direction, and then if you don't know, come ask us. And I think I have a kind of same mindset as Nicole. Try finding it yourself first, because that's how you learn. And if you can't find it or need further instruction, come ask us. But you've really got to kind of figure it out too. We're here for you, but try to learn and figure it out. So then when you have coaches coming onto your team, you're able to replicate that, right? They can say, do you know? And then you don't have to go, well, I got to go ask Marcy. So you start learning these things too. Some other things about this business that are amazing, especially if you're new and still kind of unsure, we only pay $16 a month in business fees. Like, imagine if we were building a brick and mortar business. It'd be tens of thousands, even millions of dollars if we were going into a big, large business, and we would not see profit for a very long time. If you're a brand new coach and you help 3 people get started in your first month, you're already making a profit. You've made back your investment and you're making a profit, because we only pay $16 a month in business fees, and that handles all the shipping, all the warehousing, all the customer service. So we don't have to deal with that. And I love that, because I don't have time for that, right? I'm a busy mom that works and teaches classes and all that. I don't have time to worry about who's shipping it or can I get it to them in a certain amount of time. And you'll talk to your accountant, tax deductible, it's a business fee, right? So that's a huge bonus for running a company like this. And it's your company. You can do whatever you want with it, right? I think the most important thing, though, is when this is your company, you set yourself business hours. And we're not saying you have to work 8 to 10 hour chunks at a time. I work my business in pockets of time. Just to give you an idea of my day, I get up at 5 or 5:30. I do my workout. I do my personal development. And then it's getting the kids to school, getting myself to work. I check in to my Facebook groups, my challenge groups. As soon as I get to work, I take 10 minutes to do that. Then I come back at lunchtime. I check back in. I'll invite people to join me in a challenge group or the coach opportunity. Come back a few hours later, check them again. And then at nighttime, after the kids have gone to bed, so like 7:30, 8 o'clock, it's business time again. Now, something you might have to discuss with your spouse or partner or whoever is, look, this is a business. I want it to be successful. I'm going to have to work really hard on the front end to make just a little bit of money. But then later, I don't have to work as hard and I'm making a lot of money, right? Do you understand that? Like, it takes a while to build that momentum, and you're doing things constantly. But in the long run, when we're ranks or high ranks, we're doing different types of activity and working less, and your hours can be shortened. So don't freak out and say, oh my God, I got to work 8 hours a day. You know, your goal may be just to help 3 people in a month, which is an amazing goal. That could do 1 to 2 hours a day. Every single day, that builds up. And your coach will help you find that sweet spot for you. And we may say, don't worry about making the picture as beautiful as it can be, because that might not get you the business. Focus on the content, or make sure you're really inviting. So those types of things. And another thing as a business owner is goal setting, right? We hear it in every single thing that you do. If you've started with us as a challenger, we're talking about your goals, your weight loss goals, or your fitness goals, your nutrition goals, because we wanted you to make them concrete so you could see them. Same thing goes with a business, right? Every month it's, I'm going to hit Success Club 5 at a minimum, but shoot for 10 or more. And that means I'm helping 3 to 5 people every single month at a minimum. I want to start 1 to 2 new coaches a month. So those are kind of like short-term goals. And your big goals, make them big. Like, you want to leave your corporate job. You want to put in a pool. You want to get to a financial situation where you're not freaking out every day. Me. You want to be able to give your kids things that you didn't have as a child because your parents couldn't afford it. Big goals. And then we set these short incremental goals along the way to help you reach them. Okay? And Nicole leads a ton of great trainings in the Team Passion page on goal setting and how to reverse engineer them back. So just start thinking big, write them down, make a vision board however you see it, and then share that with your coach because they're going to help you get to those goals every month. Let's see, what else? How do you reach those goals? Sorry, I said it's my first time doing it, is plugging in and being active, right? So there's a lot that we do in the Team Passion page. We have a daily business tracker that you check in with your activity for the day. And here's what I'm going to tell you, because this is just my personal opinion. Don't be ashamed or bothered if you don't do the certain things you're supposed to do in a day. It's life. You're learning how to run a business. Like, I used to freak out that I didn't invite my 5 people. I hate inviting. It's just, I'm terrified of it for whatever reason. And I wouldn't post. And then I just wouldn't do the activity at all, right? Because I would see everyone else inviting. So don't be ashamed to say, I didn't invite today, but I'm going to invite double tomorrow. Or I missed my PD today, because just like in those challenge groups, we're going to say, okay, you haven't reached your goal yet. Let's look at what you've been doing. Does what your activities equal what your goal was? And how you were going to get there, right? So post, because it keeps you true and it keeps you honest. And we're here to lift you up on those days that you feel terrible, because it's going to happen as a business owner sometimes. The National Wake Up Call, every Monday morning at 11 a.m. They go live on Facebook. There is a call-in number. And for those of you that work full-time, no problem. It lives on the Team Beachbody Coach 411. I think that's the Facebook group page. And you can listen back to the recording. They're about 30 minutes long, great information for you from coaches in the organization. The team calendar, you'll find it in the Team Passion page. It's where we're working towards on programs every month. We try to all do the same programs to get ourselves together and talk with your coach. This is a big one, and I know it freaks people out. Challenge groups. You don't have to run a challenge group by yourself the very first time you start. Lock in, connect with your coach, and let them do it with you. You become active. I do this with my coaches. They're all in my challenge groups, and they are actively participating and cheering their people on. So you would cheer your people on. And then eventually you'd say, you know what, Mars? I think I'm ready to do this on my own. I think I can do this. And then you can do your own. Or you stay plugged in with the very big Team Passion one. It's your choice. Your choice. Where else? I want to show you one last thing. There's like 9 minutes because I want to keep it to 30 minutes. You can ask questions at the end, but I want to keep it short. I just saw this, and I wish I would have seen it a long time ago. For those of you that are brand new and you're terrified, your coach has said, okay, you're a new coach. Go tell the world that you're a new coach. Do it, because they're going to be really excited. And you're like, oh my God, I am terrified to tell anyone that I am a new coach. Because maybe you're still in your fitness journey and you feel like you don't have the results yet, which we've addressed in the sneak peek. That's the best time to be a coach. People are following you because they want to be like you. They don't want to always see the finished product. They want to see the dirty, how you get there. Or in my case, I feel maybe some don't feel super successful as a coach. So how am I going to get other coaches to join me? Right? Just being transparent and honest. So here's something that takes the edge off, and it's something easy you can try. So let me share my screen. Here we go. Here, right? So this is a very simple way to invite your friends and family on social media to join you, right? So you want to make an invitation post. Check in with your coach or into the Team Passion page. When is our next challenge group starting? Or are we the large Team Passion group is doing Shift Shop, just started. Perfect time to get people in. Or I'm going to be starting a secondary group running out of my Lift 4 group. So talk to your coach. When do they have something coming? If this is your first challenge, like you've never even done a challenge group, but you decided I'm coming in for this business opportunity, we encourage you to do a challenge group with your team as well. But you could say something like, option 1, I've been following this awesome girl and have finally decided to go to do one of her online challenges, but I'm afraid to do it alone. Does anyone want to join me so that we can hold each other accountable? Right? You're not saying you're a coach. You're not saying anything. You're just saying, I'm taking a chance on something new and fun and I want help. And then in the back, you can message them. I'll show you how you do that. And then here's one. If you've been in a challenge group for a really long time and you've decided to take this to the next level and help people, and I'm going to give you an example of one of my coaches, this is a great way because people have noticed your changes. Probably in your pictures you're posting on social media, they said, man, you look good. Or you work with them and they're like, wow, what are you doing? And you've probably been sprinkling it out there, but you haven't been sure. I've been following this awesome girl and finally decided to do one of her online challenges last month. I already lost whatever you've lost, and how you feel. I feel I have more energy. I feel like I can keep up with my kids, whatever it is. I decided to keep going and do another one. Does anyone want to join me? And we can hold each other accountable. So that's if you've done groups. Now here's where the fear kind of sets in. We want you to use a transformation picture. Your own is best, but if you're too scared to do it, ask your coach. Like I have a bunch of them. Everyone on the team has a bunch of them, and we have them saved somewhere, which I can get the link from Nicole to post, of before and afters that we're comfortable with sharing. Feel free to share it and be like, this is my coach's or my friend's transformation from whatever program it was. Mine here is 80-Day Obsession. And so they can see it. The visual really helps people. And then we encourage you to post, you know your market the best, but for me, all my friends on Facebook are moms, or they're working and they're home in the evening. So 8 to 10 p.m. to start. We typically post 3 times on social media, but you'll find your sweet spot. Maybe 8 to 10, between 8 and 10, and not on a Friday or Saturday, no one's paying attention, with your invitation post. And now here's the last bullet of that. Make it public. So that's a setting on Facebook. If you work in a job that doesn't allow that, or there's issues and you don't want things to be seen, we understand that, but you can pick and choose what posts become public. The reason of going public is that you're available for searching on social media and Facebook. I had someone randomly contact me. They did a fitness search and I popped up. And we talked about doing a challenge pack. So it's because one of my posts was public like that. Now, for my kids, I pull them back. Every now and then it's a public one, so these people can see I'm more than just a business. But I do kind of keep that under wraps because it is a crazy world, but that's an option for you. And we can show you how to do that. Now, here's what happens. You made your post. You're like, oh, I did it. I did it. And then you freak out and you start hitting refresh. You're like, did anyone comment? Did anyone comment? Did anyone comment? And I know you all do it because I do it too. Here's what we want you to do. If they like your comment, we want you to go and message them. The key thing in here is to take it out of the comment section. You could write back, thanks. Or if they're like, I'm interested, you could say, thanks, I'm sending you a message. Take it offline, so to speak, and put it in a message. And here's some ideas for you. So anyone that likes your picture, they don't comment, they just hit like or love or whatever. Thanks so much for liking my posts. I was scared to share it, but I'm just so excited to start this journey. Enjoying us. I get a lot of people out of this. They're too scared to ask, but me inviting them makes it so much easier for them. Okay? Now, what if they're committed? They're like, I'm interested, sign me up. Again, I'm so excited you're interested in joining us. What are your current health and fitness goals? Because you don't want to go and say, I'm doing blah, 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 blah. It's $160. Here's what, it's too much, right? And it's because we're nervous. Just start here. Get to know them a little bit more. It may be someone from high school back in the day that you don't even hardly remember, but you've been adding them on Facebook. So take some time to connect, and you'll hear us talk about that in trainings. Connection first. You've all received those spammy messages from your friends that own a business. Hey, how are you? I'm offering this skincare product. Do you want it? And I'm like, whoa, like I you know nothing about me. So we want to make it genuine, because health and fitness is a little bit different. It's a little bit more private to people, especially if they have a lot of weight to lose. So get to know them. And then here's an option that I love. Connect them with your coach. It's okay to say, look, I'm brand new. I just started this. Would you mind if I brought my coach into the conversation so she can help us and we can learn together? Like, people don't get freaked out about that. They're not worried about that. And then what you do is you reach out to your coach and say, hey, I've got Christina here. She needs to lose 30 pounds, only has 20 minutes to work out, blah, 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 blah. So then we can go in kind of with a point of reference, and we can start asking some more questions for you. And you're learning at the same time, and eventually you don't need us in those posts or in those messages. So that's just a super easy way to take out all the fear and the guess of like, okay, what do I say now? Okay, so I will post this. I just learned it myself and shared it with my team, I think last week. So I'm having them implement that a little bit. And that's really it. I do want to share one quick success story out of one of my coaches. She was in a challenge group, because I think some of you are probably like this. She was in a challenge group of mine for 3 years. She was doing programs before I even started coaching. And drinking all the products, the Shakeology, the Performance Line. I kept saying, hey, Shannon, you just need to save yourself some money. I'm not ready. When I'm ready, I want to go all in. I'm going to do this. I'm like, okay, but we can save you some money. She's like, no. Last month, on the last Tuesday of the month, she said, you know what? Sign me up. I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to do it. Okay. She signed her up Tuesday morning. Tuesday night, she makes a post. Hey, I've been doing 80-Day Obsession. I love it. I want to do another round. Anyone want to join me? That night, she's texting me at 9:30. Oh my God, I have 10 people that are ready to start. What do I do? She had no idea. She had never been through a training. She hadn't even done a sneak peek with us. But she went in with no fear. And look what happened. She hit Success Club 10 in her first month, sold a bunch of Beachbody On Demand memberships. I talked to her today. She's at Success Club 4. She can earn her free ticket to Summit for hitting Success Club in her first 3 months. So don't have any fear. Just tell people what you're doing and ask them to join you. Don't worry about the money. Don't worry about what they might think. Just have no fear and just go in, because what you are doing, you love it. And people see that you love it, and they want to be right next to you doing it too. All right, so if that's anything, have no fear. Do your personal development, and it's all going to be good. Does anyone have any questions? I can unmute you all, I think. Hopefully I was able to cover some stuff without rambling at all. I'm unmuting you all, so if you want to mute yourself. Any questions? No? All right, are you guys excited? Yes.
Yes.
All right, well, we have got you. Get in contact with your personally sponsored coach. Nicole was listening in. She posts in Team Passion page every single day. And one last tip, don't get overwhelmed by all the trainings. Pick one direction and go that way because we have a lot of stuff that happens. So if you don't know, talk to your coach and they'll kind of zero you in on what you need at that moment. And we have a whole list of personal development books too that are in the Team Passion training page or the Team Passion Facebook page. It's under a file. Some of my favorites, just real quick for you, Maximum Achievement by Brian Tracy, Girl Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis, The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins, and The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, right? He wrote that one. Those are great combination of business and personal to kind of help you get through it all. And Get Over Your Damn Self is a very good one dedicated to being an MLM and understanding that what recruiting does for your business. All right? And don't hesitate to message me or anything that you need. All right? Thank you all for joining.
Thank you.
Have a great night. Bye.